Alright, 1 second. This is why I need to have my fucking stream playing more often, because I can't hear shit. I just realized like my shit wasn't working for like that whole stream. I showered and shit, and I did some other shit.
I'm out of range.
I feel like me saying I just did some other shit sounds like I just went and masturbated, but I actually didn't. Okay, so we're still just, I think we're still just gonna quest for a while. I want to get to like 2,000 gold maybe. Ooh, that might be a while. But I don't know. Just feels like a lot.
Arcanon Poros.
I think I'm gonna start a DK. Let's start a fucking DK. Am I gonna get to log out in time? Alright, let's go ahead and create a new character. We're gonna make them human, I guess. Am I allowed to make them horde? Why would I make them horde on this realm? I'm sure that's dumb. That was dumb. Alright, let's see here. Skin color, we'll make them very pale. I think the face is fine. Hairstyle, we're gonna make him this. We're gonna give him white hair, of course. Facial hair. Oh yeah, he's an old one. Actually, let's take the facial hair out right now and change the face. These are all ugly as hell, boy. What the hell are these? These are so ugly. Whatever. There we go. Come on, brother. What are some cool Death Knight names? Fuck. I don't know what are cool Death Knight names. Fuck. I wish I had like a chat to help me. Alright, well, we're just gonna name him some bullshit name. Nah. Where do these people get these names? Name unavailable. Heldren. Alright, sure. Our name is Heldren. That is how we will play it. Our name shall be Heldren.
A hero. That's what you once were. You stood boldly against the shadow.
Why is it
and
lagging?
purchased another dawn for the world with your life. But the evil you fought is not so easily banished. The victory you claimed, not so easily held. For now, the specter of death looms above the world yet again, and it has found new champions to bring about its final reign. Knights of darkness, wielding runes of death and destruction, bound by the will of the Lich King. This is the hour of their ascension. This is the hour of your dark rebirth.
I don't need it to be pixel perfect, but that should be good. What up, Richie?
Anger, cruelty, vengeance, I bestow upon you, my chosen knight. I have granted you immortality, so that you may herald in a new, dark age for the Scourge. Gaze now upon the lands below us. The Scarlet Crusade scurries to undo my work, while Light's hope stands defiantly against us, a blemish upon these plague lands. They must all be shown the price of their defiance. You will become my force of retribution. Where you tread, doom will follow. Go now and claim your destiny, Death Knight.
What am I supposed to do? Cool, I now have a rune blade. Now I need to use rune forging, which I will put over here. Let's, I don't know which one. We'll just do this, I guess. Requires rune forge. Sure. That works. Where's the gnome? I need a gnome. Gnome. No gnomes? Okay, then we'll do an undead. No, that's not an undead, that's an orc. Dumb.
I can't attack that. I can't attack that target. I can't attack that. I can't attack that target. I can't attack that. I can't attack that target. I can't attack that. I can't attack that target. That's still the charge. Not ready yet. I can't do that yet.
Blood presence. Oh. Okay. Strengthens the Death Knight with the presence of blood, increasing damage by 15% and healing the Death Knight by 4% of non-periodic damage dealt. Only one presence may be active. So I literally heal for 4% of any direct damage that I do. Okay, so then I have Blood Strike. Instantly strike the enemy, causing 40% weapon damage plus 104. Total damage increased by 12.5% for each of your diseases on the target. Okay. Frost Fever, so I have Icy Touch. Chills the target for 127 to 137 frost damage and inflicts them with Frost Fever, a disease that deals periodic damage and reduces melee and ranged attacks by 14%. Okay, so very high threat when frost presence. Okay. Fire a blast of unholy energy, causing 167 shadow damage to an enemy target, or healing 251 damage from a friendly undead target. Interesting. I don't know. That's very niche. Death Grips, okay. Yeah. Okay, so Blood Plague is a passive disease dealing 69 shadow damage every 3 seconds, caused by Plague Strike. Okay. A vicious strike that deals 50% weapon damage plus 63 and infects the target with Blood Plague. A disease dealing damage over time. Okay, and this is Frost Fever, what this causes. So then I hit both of those. Yeah, so definitely it's like 1, 2, 3, and then Death Coil. That seems like a pretty easy fucking rotation to understand. Okay. Siphon of Acaris. Targets a Scarlet Crusade structure and gathers tactical information associated with the buildings and its location. Summon ghouls in Scarlet Crusade. Ooh, calls forth ghouls to attack aggressors. I like that. Let's do that. Yes, sir. Okay, got one.
I can't cast that yet.
Got that one too. I actually really dislike this starting zone. Like, genuinely. Cool.
All life must end.
All of it. So apparently you can solo Blood Furnace from 62 to 70. It'll take about 12 hours. Fuck. It'll take about 12 hours to complete. But how do we get to 62, right? So I think at 58, I just get dropped into... Jesus. There's a child crying outside. Poor child.
The life we had before is meaningless.
Yeah, it's meaningless. Cool, we got a low neck. From 60 to 70, alright. Chill, that little kid is going off.
What?
Isn't ready yet. I can't do that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still the short. Not ready yet. That ability isn't ready yet. I can't do that yet. Not ready yet. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't do that yet. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. That ability
This is
isn't
just a
ready yet.
continuous...
I can't cast that yet. Not ready yet. That ability isn't ready yet. That's still the charger. Not ready yet. I can't cast it yet. That spell isn't ready yet. spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging. I can't do that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. That ability isn't ready yet. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't do that yet.
Alright, whatever. Let's hit it off.
Speak your piece! What?
I can't attack that. I can't attack that target. I can't attack that. Not ready yet. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready. I can't cast that yet.
Speak your piece.
I can't attack that target. I can't attack that. That ability isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. I can't do that. Not ready yet.
Get on with it.
Come here. Hey, you come here.
What? There's work to be done. I will listen for now.
I can't attack that target. I can't cast that yet.
You need something? Our master's will be done.
I can't attack that. I can't attack that target. I can't attack that. That spell isn't ready.
Speak your piece. Ashes to ashes.
I can't attack that target. I can't attack that. I can't attack that target. still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast it. That ability isn't ready yet. Not ready. I can't do that yet. That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That ability isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. Not ready yet. I can't do that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. I need a target. I need to get closer. Not ready. I can't cast it. That's still recharging. It's too far away. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't do that. I'm out of range. That ability isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. Not ready yet. I need to get closer. That ability isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. That's still recharging. It's too far away. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't do that yet.
Finish it.
I'm out of range. That's still recharging. Not ready yet. It's too far away. That's still recharging.
Jesus. That fucking thing almost killed me.
I can't cancel it. I'm out of range. I need to get closer. That spell isn't ready yet.
End it.
That's still recharging. I can't cancel it. That ability isn't ready yet. I can't do that. That ability isn't ready yet.
No way. Oh my god. How'd I die? What? That's bullshit. It kicked me so hard I DC'd. That's crazy.
Not ready. That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That spell.
Oh, this guy's not
ready.
fucking around. I didn't even realize he was elite. Oof.
I can't do that yet. That ability isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. Not ready yet. I can't do that yet. It's too far away. That ability isn't ready yet. I can't do that yet. I can't cast that yet. Not ready. That ability isn't ready yet. That spell isn't ready. I need a target. I can't cast it. Not ready yet. I can't do that yet. That ability isn't ready yet. I'm out of range. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready. I can't cast it.
Oh shit, I haven't... Hold on. I haven't done any talents. Hold on. Blood Furnace... DK solo build. Alright.
Hey guys, it's Slashum, also known as Cosmic, soon to be known as whatever I name my default. Blood Tank for the guild Warning, a semi-hardcore progression guild on Mankrik. I killed KT in Classic and I'm looking forward to killing him again in Wrath. So welcome to the Death Knight Blood Furnace leveling guide. Many of you have probably heard that Death Knights can solo level through Blood Furnace all the way to 7. I've done some testing in the beta and wanted to provide some key details to help you smash through Blood Furnace successfully and as quickly as possible. You might be wondering, why would you want to clear Blood Furnace over and over and over again? While the leveling speed and XP per hour is probably pretty close to just solo leveling in the open world, if you're on a highly populated server like I am, open world questing is likely to be a lot slower. Soloing dungeons can also be a fun challenge, and at earlier levels, Blood Furnace will definitely test your skills. Or maybe you just like being repeatedly verbally abused by the former Lord of the Outland.
My blood will be the end. How long do you
believe your pathetic sorcery. Hold me. How long you
So in this guide, I'm going to cover gearing and consumables, specs and glyphs, rotation, and finally route suggestions. At the end of the video, I'll share some extra tips for some of the more tricky mobs and other unexpected surprises I ran into so you can be more prepared during your runs. I'll also include a video link in the description below showing a full clear of the main route so you can see a full uninterrupted run. Alright, let's get into the first section, which is gear and consumes. Before we talk about gear, I do want to quickly address the level of your Death Knight. Once you get out of the starter zone, you will likely be level 58 or 59. I would recommend you start Blood Furnace at level 60. It's definitely doable at 59, but it will be more challenging. There are ways to get to level 60 without having to quest in Hellfire, such as cloth turn-ins in all the major cities, but that's out of scope for this guy. For gear, you want to focus on survivability first, so that means avoidance, mitigation, and most importantly, stamina. So for gear, you can use a lot of the DK starting zone gear. I will recommend that you do get the Shroud of the Unholy for your cloak, because it does have that extra nature resistance against the rogue poison. Probably not going to help much, but it's nice to have. For enchants, you're going to go with the heavy not hide armor kits, and then if you do have the DK starting zone weapon, I would recommend Rune of Sword Breaking. It's going to give you an extra 2% parry. And then obviously you would go with the Nether Cleft leg armor, 40 stamina. That's really great. So this is just DK starting gear. This can work, but if you want to upgrade things a little bit, you can go with the Blade of Misfortune with Crusader. I do like having Crusader on that. Also, I picked the Bloodscale Bracers of the Champion for my bracers. Very minor upgrade, but you can add the 12 stamina to it. It does have a little bit more defense instead of crit, so that is nice. And then what you can get is the Boots of the Decimator. That's a nice BOE off your auction house. They are starting to go up in price. And then you can put Sure-Footed on that and get some extra hit. And the other way I get some extra hit is with the high-powered flashlight. And that is also a engineering BOE. So you will need engineering to get this, but that's another 24 hit rating. Hit rating is really good, especially early on when you're dealing with mobs that are a higher level. It is worth noting that while you do need engineering to craft the flashlight, you don't need engineering to use it. So if you can get a fellow engineer to make it for you, or maybe people are putting them up on the auction house, you can get that pretty early on. So that's the recommended gear set. There are some other gearing options. A lot of people will use the Fell Iron set as they get to level 61 and beyond. You can also use some champion gear at level 60 or 61. I didn't find much of an improvement from using champion gear. The mitigation seemed about the same. Might have a little bit more armor. Again, it's up to you. You can use the DK starting gear just fine. At level 66, you can get a sword from Hala if your faction does control Hala. If you are playing the proper faction, you will get the Arcadian Claymore. If you're playing the wrong faction, it will be called the Halani Claymore. It is a limited supply. I think it has 3, and it is a BOP, so you will have to go there with your Death Knight. The consumables I recommend are Elixir of Major Fortitude, Elixir of Major Strength, Buzzard Bites, Scroll of Stamina, Super Healing Potions, and even Noth's Special Brew from the DK Starter Zone. DKs also have first aid, so you can use bandages to reduce your downtime between pulls or in a pinch. There's also a pretty important consumable I highly recommend getting, and I'll mention it in my extra tips at the end of this video. Once you start getting some levels, you can begin to trade avoidance for more damage and focus on strength instead of stamina, so that goes for both consumables and gear. So now let's look at the spec. For your spec, you will be blood spec for this. We'll put 5 points into Blade Barrier, so again, make sure that you're using your blood runes, keeping those on cooldown and keeping this buff up. You should be able to maintain this buff no problem. We go 5 points into Bladed Armor for the extra attack power. You'll do 1 point into Two-Handed Weapon Specialization. You can fill this out as you get higher level if you want. Rune Tap and Improved Rune Tap, that's extra healing and a nice little cooldown that we can use. We'll go 5 out of 5 Dark Conviction, 3 out of 3 Death Rune Mastery, 3 out of 3 Veteran of the Third War, 3 out of 3 Bloody Strikes, 2 out of 2 Abomination's Might. All this is pretty standard for a Blood DK tank build. Now we're getting a little bit off the map here, and we're going into Bloody Vengeance. Again, this is because we want to be able to do more damage. We're going to Bloodworms. Love Bloodworms. They provide just a little bit of healing, but it is really, really nice. Improved Death Strike, Vampiric Blood, Will of the Necropolis, and Heart Strike. Then we'll go into Unholy and pick up 5 out of 5 Anticipation for extra dodge, And then 2
Where
out
are
of
my
2
ghouls?
in Epidemic for extra duration on our Blood Plague and Frost Fever disease.
Where are my ghouls?
At this point, as you start leveling up, again, you can fill some things out in the blood tree. I don't think there's anything particularly good in the blood tree to go after. I mean, you could go down to Dancing Rune Weapon. I don't think Blood Gorge is very good. I would rather, me personally, I would put some points into Unholy, or I would go into Improved Icy Touch. You could even put points into Toughness, and then you can start going into Black Ice. So I would probably go into Frost. I would keep these 2 talents. I think those are important. I don't think Death and Decay is as good. If we could use the Glyph, it would be better, but that's not available till 80. So as far as Glyphs, Glyph of Disease is mandatory. It makes things so much easier. Again, on the beta, I didn't have this. I didn't have any Glyphs, but this allows you to just be able to refresh your diseases and spread them around with one blood rune. Glyph of Death Strike is my other recommendation. This will increase your healing, increase your damage, all around. It's not the best type of glyph, but for what we're doing, I think it serves really well. And then for minor glyphs, these are helpful. Glyph of Pestilence increases the radius of your pestilence, and then Glyph of Raised Dead, just so you don't have to buy reagents. Okay, so your basic opener for your rotation is going to be Icy Touch, Plague Strike, Death Strike, Pestilence, and then Heart Strike. You'll keep your dots up and use Pestilence to continue to refresh your dots and spread them around to do AoE. For that, you're going to need the Glyph of Disease, as we talked about in the spec section. I actually didn't have glyphs on my run on the beta, which made the rune management a lot more challenging. After that, you're going to use Death Strike to keep yourself topped off with healing, and that will also create death runes. Then you'll use Heart Strike for damage and Blood Boil when you have more than 2 targets. You'll spend your excess runic power on Death Coil, but always keep about 30% to max out your Death Strike damage from the Glyph of Death Strike, and for those oh shit moments when you need cooldowns and abilities. It plays pretty similar to a Blood Decay at 80, so always keep in mind things like Blade Barrier if you are holding your runes for defensives. For defensives early on, you'll have Rune Tap and Vampiric Blood. At level 62, you'll get Icebound Fortitude, and at level 68, you'll get Anti-Magic Shell. Now let's look at the suggested routes. Both routes are linear and very straightforward. For the level 60 route, you will clear everything up to the room before the first boss, the Maker. Clear this route until you hit level 61. For the 61 plus route, you will now go a bit further and clear out some of the packs in the room before the boss room. I would avoid the pack at the back of this room. It's labeled with a yellow mark on the map. It has 2 summoners and can be pretty tricky. You can even get a rogue too. So instead, you'll hug the south wall and clear the boss room. Kill the Maker, collect your loot, and you're all done. You can keep clearing at this point, but I think it's faster if you just go reset the dungeon. Here are my extra tips for those of you who stuck with me through the whole video. Number 1, Death Grip. Death Grip is pretty unreliable against runners and also for interrupts. For runners, I would use Chains of Ice. For interrupts, I would use Strangulate, or if you have engineering, use Fell Iron Bombs. Number 2, Adepts. Speaking of runners, Adepts love to run, so make sure you're pulling these mobs a little bit further back, so that way it gives you some room, and again, hit them with Chains of Ice if they try to run. Number 3, Rogues. Rogues can be a real problem. They like to Kidney Punch, which is going to stun you for a few seconds, and then they also have a stacking poison debuff. So this is where the important consumable that I talked about earlier in the video is, and that is a restorative potion. It works a lot like a druid's poison cleanse, where it's going to slowly remove stacks over time, and so you can actually use one restorative potion against several rogues because it'll just keep cleansing the stacks of poison. It's really, really great. You can use a potion of curing, it will work, but I don't like it because you're waiting for stacks to build up and then use the potion, and then you can even get stacks after it, whereas the restorative potion is likely to just cleanse them all. It's going to keep your run a lot faster, you're going to be able to keep pulling, and there's going to be less downtime. Number 4, Summoners. Summoners, of course, like to summon things. They summon demons, which are elites, so that is really bad, so we need to make sure we save Mind Freeze for those summons. They're also going to cast a lot of other spells, so they're going to cast Fireballs, they're going to cast AoE Flame Strikes. You can use Strangulate in a pinch if you did miss your Mind Freeze, but definitely save your Mind Freeze for the summons, that is the priority. And then you can avoid the Flame Strikes on the ground, it's just an AoE, so stay out of that, it does a lot of damage. Number 5, Technicians. Technicians do 2 things, they'll throw dynamite at you, and then they'll also drop mines on the ground. So for the dynamite, just keep moving, and that's going to enable you to avoid most of it. It's pretty difficult to dodge if you're stationary when they start casting, so just keep moving. I like to just kite them in a straight line. Also, they're going to drop mines in the ground that do a lot of damage, like 1.5k. If you've ever been in Blood Furnace, you know about this. I like to kite these guys in a straight line instead of in a circle. You'll see in some of my videos, I hit mines. It's really bad, so don't do that. Number 6, stuns, parries, and bad RNG. Just be careful of getting low with 2 enforcers because back-to-back stuns can get you very far behind. Also, check your runes if you think you got parried, because a lot of times you did. If you're playing with game sounds on, you'll hear it, but sometimes you can get some back-to-back parries, your abilities aren't going off, you can get far behind, so make sure you have some cooldowns for when that happens. Number 7, rune management. So much like a level 80 DK tank, sometimes you're going to hold your runes for cooldowns and abilities, so just make sure you're not just smashing your runes like a DPS would on cooldown. You might regret that if you are smashing through all your runes and then all of a sudden now you need to use a defensive and you don't have a rune for it. So make sure you're kind of holding back some runes at times so that you can use those abilities when you need them in a pinch. But just keep in mind to keep your blade barrier running and keep those blood runes going on cooldown. Number 8, engineering. Engineering is awesome not only for the items I talked about earlier in the gearing section, but also because of Fel Iron Bomb. Fel Iron Bombs are awesome for interrupts in a pinch. They're great for stunning these large packs and being able to create distance so you can throw chains of ice. It's a really good way to not only interrupt, but also get out of things in a pinch. Big shout out to Puzzlecraft and MTG Ajax Gaming and all the other guys that were in Blood Furnace early and getting this run figured out. Thank you guys for all the work you guys did. Also, thank
Alright, well that's good.
Obey or be eliminated.
Okay, so they're just interesting. For a level, they gave me 5 points. Okay, so increase my attack power by 5. What else did that guy say? Talents. Let's check.
This is the radius.
Let's see here. Converts 1 blood rune into 10% of maximum HP. Nice. Dark Conviction increases chance to critically hit with weapons, spells, and abilities by 1%. So up to 5%. Oh, okay. That's all I have. Weird eyes laughing outside. Weird ass. That hurted. Damage done. I've done 2 million damage. Oh, with the Scarlet Cannon. What's up, North?
task is done.
Say what?
I need to get closer. Not ready. Can't do that. That's still recharging. It's too far away. Not ready yet. I need to get closer. That spell isn't ready. I can't cast that yet. I can't do that yet. That ability isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. Not ready yet. I can't cast that. That's still recharging.
Pause your check.
I'm out of range. I'm out of range. I need to get closer. That ability isn't ready. I'm out of range. I can't do that yet. That ability isn't ready yet. I need a target. It's too far away. I need to get closer. That spell wasn't ready. I can't do that yet. I can't cast it. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. I'm out of range. That ability is ready. I'm out of range.
I just need one more.
That spell isn't ready yet.
My task is done.
I need to get closer.
My task is done.
I can't do that yet. Whoa! I don't have a target. It's too far away. Not ready. Ah! It's too far away. That's still recharging. That ability isn't ready yet. I can't cast that. I can't do that yet. It's still recharging. I need a target. Not ready yet. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. That ability isn't ready yet. I don't have a target. That spell isn't ready. I need to target something first. I can't do that. I can't cast that yet. Not ready. That ability isn't ready yet. Can't do that yet. That's still recharging.
This sucks. Why is the drop rate so bad for this? I made a death knight on retail. Every time I do it.
I'm out of range. That spell isn't ready yet.
Whoa, what the fuck? Why?
I can't. Ah!